Hi Virgo, welcome to your end of September 2021 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. So I'm recording this on the day before the night of the full moon. And that's in Pisces, your opposite sign. So some of you may watch this after the fact, but it doesn't really matter. It's just that this is a major astrological event during this time frame that I just wanted to now you saw me, and this card actually connects with Pisces. No joke, okay, so gotta love it. Okay. It's rush hour, so there might be some, like that kind of thing going on. Some commuter trains and a little bit of traffic. It's quiet during other times of the day, but I have the windows open. The heart of the matter is the moon card, just like I was talking about. This could be like a pivotal moment, a turning point. Something could be revealed. The full moon can bring out secrets. This is one of the reasons why some religions, they use it as a time of fasting, eating lightly, because they're purging. But on the spiritual level, or if you want to call it the psychological level, lunacy. And when you think about, somebody who goes crazy and being associated with the moon, and they say that the law enforcement says that there are more, crazy people, or, crazy behavior, maybe more arrests or something like that at the time of the full moon, or police activity. And really that kind of thing can also be indicative of a purging of emotions that come out as erratic behavior, right? So this can, this is falling in your 7th house of committed partnership, although I think for some of you this might be the 6th house of work. So even in that area, actually, I think a lot of you, it will be in the 7th house, so it's at a very late degree. But I do try to, I get a little bit confused sometimes. That's just how I am about how that plays out, unless I'm actually looking at the chart. So this is not meant for individuals anyway, but in general, this could play out in relationships. Now, if you're somebody who's not in a relationship, this can still be some insight you have as to your ability to commit. And Virgo is a sign that I feel, you're the hermit in the tarot. So I feel like, I don't think Virgos are just more solitary than other signs, for sure. I don't feel that way. But I do feel that Virgo people have the ability as a sign to be independent and not to just be emotionally attached to relationships, because you're an earth sign, and that makes you a lot more grounded and practical in life. And really, when people are based on their emotions and they're just so immersed in them, it can be quite destabilizing sometimes, because they're not they're not anchored in their own sense of self. They're kind of sometimes using relationships to, have their own, to form an identity. And that's problematic. The first house is the house of the self. So at this time that I'm recording this, that I told you there's that full moon, the sun is at 28 degrees of Virgo. So it's in your sign. It's still in your sign. But then you have the opposition, or kind of in some cases, the projection onto that 7th house. And you may see at this time how you give away your power, or how you have been giving away your power to another person, what kind of deception has been occurring. That could be the full moon by that person, and that can help you to do what you need to do. Obviously, it's not going to be true for everybody that is in relationship. In the past position, we have the Ace of Pentacles. It can be a new job. It can be money that you have received, and it allows you to step into, a new life. There's the portal, and that is simply, I think if I'm not mistaken, I got that card for you recently, and there was a new moon in your sign, so that could also be what's going on. Pentacles relates to the earth element, and so it could be saying that that's when things started to heat up for you. And it might not always work out that way, that the new moon just so perfectly dovetails with you kind of having new experiences, but perhaps this one it did. So this is kind of the finale of that, those seeds that were planted, perhaps, and you're seeing now how you have to honor yourself. For some of you, you may have recently gotten a new job, but like as I stated, or the money. And, like if somebody gets money and they're in a marriage or other type of committed partnership, they may say, I don't have to be here anymore. Before, I really couldn't afford to live on my own, and now I can. And so it might even be like a sign from the universe to that person. Hey, I don't have to stay in this situation. I actually have the agency to move around. The higher message is the Six of Cups. This is a card of the soulmate, also a card of childhood and the nostalgia of the past. The Mercury, your ruler, Mercury, is going to retrograde on the 27th. And that could bring back somebody from the past, or some kind of communication with somebody from the past. And that kind of thing, this is the spiritual message. So it could be saying that whatever is happening or about to happen, or that you're dealing with the aftermath of, that is making space for what is meant to be. So rather than framing it as, oh my gosh, this was such a shock to me, this was so unpleasant, you can look at it with a sense of like, I am able to see the truth of a situation, and that makes space for better things coming my way. Also, one more thing to note is that the moon card can represent creativity. So if you have extra money on hand, Virgo, you may be wanting to take art classes or something that really hones your creative talents. This can also be psychic abilities and things like that. And with the Six of Cups, this could be fulfilling a childhood dream, something that you love to do as a child. What crosses you is the King of Wands. So, who is the King of Wands in your life? Is there, some of these cards you may not resonate with. Is there a person, possibly a literal fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you being a Virgo, Sag might be the culprit, if you will. This is a person, usually with the King of Wands, I love that energy because it's like the large and in charge kind of person. But in the challenge position, I'm reading it as a reverse card. This can be like a narcissist, somebody who is a bully. They might be physically intimidating sometimes, a loud voice, like anger management issues. And you feel very intimidated by them. Kings can be fathers, they can be authority figures, and this person may not support your dreams. So I would be more, yeah, of course, like a boss. If you want to be creative on your job, they hired you to do a certain thing, and so they may not go along with the program for you. And that wouldn't necessarily be something I would come down on them for, because if they didn't hire you for that, then the agreement was something other than what you thought it was. So basically how I see this is that this person may not feel powerful inside of themselves. And so it's kind of like when somebody is looking to seize power or looking for a position, some way where they can feel like they have authority over something or someone, and then it makes them feel like they're important, like they have control, that they're successful. This can be a person who wants to be a parent so they can boss their children around, or a person who seeks a managerial position because they want to be in charge of other employees. And I'm not saying that's always going to be a very negative desire. Someone might really feel like they're a good leader, but I'm talking about when they're trying to fulfill emotional needs by that. That's where it can become problematic. So this person, like for instance, if it's your father, and if your mother is the main authority figure, it could be her too, that masculine energy. That's what it really, it's not so much about gender as the way that it is expressed. This parent may have discouraged you from anything having to do with creativity, for example. They might have thought that it was never going to pay very much. And you might have gone along with them for a while, and now you are feeling that you want to do something different. And with the Six of Cups, it's almost like reflecting on the past and remembering what really lit you up, you know? So that person may not have actual power over you, but you may think that they do on some level. Like, so, for example, if you're working for someone who is quite controlling, you might even be afraid to turn in your resignation because you're afraid that they're going to get very intimidating. But that's not, that's not your biggest issue. The biggest issue is how long can you continue doing something that you don't feel maybe aligned with spiritually or what have you. What's coming in is the Page of Swords. You can see this person looking behind them. And this is a card, this is the spy card, this is watching your back. Sometimes this is like investigating, that's why I say spy. A situation, it's perfect with the Moon card because it's like you might be told one thing and it's really something else. So the King of Wands might be even vindictive or controlling in some way if they sense that you're not going to stay with them. And maybe the Moon card is you finding out how they have badmouthed you to other people in the industry, for instance. So, yeah, I mean, it's possible with the Ace of Pentacles that you did accept another job or that you are launching your own business or something like that. And you have this person who's like, what do you mean you're not working for me anymore? and they are being very negative. If you're still on the job and you want to quit, the Page of Swords would be about documenting things, keeping a record, so that if you had to kind of do something, you have all the evidence, if you will. And this would, obviously, that type of situation would only be if there was something sketchy going on, but with the Moon card, there could be. There definitely could be. The outcome is the Queen of Wands. So we have the King of Wands in the challenge position, but we have the Queen of Wands as the outcome. This is holding that sunflower. So I like to say this is a card of Leo. It's supposed to be Sag. And the reason that I say Leo is because there's even a connection besides the sunflower there with confidence and things of that nature, the career woman. Yet, you may gain confidence through doing something that is not in the mind, and you're ruled by Mercury. So this may be going down a path that you don't normally go down. That does take guts, especially if you are middle-aged and you have been doing, or even older, and you've been doing things a certain way, and now you're kind of changing direction. It might feel that it's not as supportive as you would like, but in persevering, you're able to help others, and that's the most important thing. And this is something that really I do associate any kind of like alternative diets, anything healing, and that could be, to me, the Moon card as well. The Moon connects with health and all of that. So you might just be like, if it's, whether it's like a change in direction, a change in careers, or just simply getting comfortable with your choices. That's another thing that this could be. All right, that's what I have for you, Virgo. I hope that this resonated. If you'd like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.